While our choir students come forward, I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you all to the 2017 White Bear Lake Area High School Commencement Program. We especially honor the graduates who are before us this evening. Seniors, during the national anthem, proper etiquette is for ladies to keep the mortarboards on, and while gentlemen should remove their hats. Good evening, I am Tim Wald, principal at White Bear Lake Area High School South Campus, and along with my colleague Don Bosch, principal at the North Campus, we're delighted to have you join us this evening for this very special occasion. We consider our graduates to be scholarly citizens, and it is appropriate that we begin this important ceremony by honoring the flag. Please stand as our choir will perform our national anthem under the direction, under the direction of Marie Dimmitt.
Yeah, Miss Dimmitt.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
It is my pleasure to introduce our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Michael Lovett.
I thank you for standing, but I think Mr. Wald intended to invite you to sit down. Welcome, graduates, parents, staff, family members, and community. Graduates, you just finished third grade when I arrived as your school superintendent in the summer of 2008. That summer, I visited schools which were in the midst of summer cleaning, but mostly rode around with your principals who told me with pride about you, school staff, and our schools. I met many of you on Thursday nights at Market Fest. The highlight of Market Fest was passing out colored pencils. At fourth grade, you thought they were designer colors, but as fourth graders, you were pretty much happy with anything that was free. My fourth grade daughter really likes school, one parent told me. Yep, she just made a paper chain with a link for every day until school begins. You mean like school kids do in December, counting days before the holidays? Yep, she really likes school. That daughter is one of you here tonight. Do you remember tears, or at least the bittersweet feelings at the end of each of your elementary school years? You were ready for summer vacation, but knew that you would miss your teachers and your friends. Never again would a year be quite the same. This spring, I asked many of you what you were looking forward to. You answered me, summer, college, being on my own, and for many of you, graduation. And then one of you said, but I don't want to graduate. As much as we look toward the future and all the good things that are coming, school has something we will miss dearly. Looking back on my 9 years with you, I remember the carefree children that I saw in elementary school becoming shy and reserved at the start of middle school. In middle school, you were awkward. Yes, you were socially awkward. That was when you started bugging me about closing school and having snow days. You were physically awkward too. Arms and legs sprouted almost overnight. You kept losing your balance walking through the halls of Central and Sunrise. I finally figured out why you hung out together next to the lockers. You were actually holding on to one another to keep from falling. By North Campus, most of you could walk independently. North was easier because there are no sharp corners. But you were still hanging on to one another for approval. During high school, you have emerged as accomplished young adults. Sometimes during our conversations, especially this spring, I reflect on moments from the last 9 years. Your excitement at the 5th grade field day, your characters in the Wax Museum, your pride in your 7th grade History Day project, your remarkable progress and growth on the court and in the field. I've seen you blossom on stage, become accomplished musicians, inspiring artists, moving writers, compassionate citizens, and thoughtful conversationalists. Parents, we hope you note that change. Class of 2017, you have grown up during these 9 years that I've been watching. I'm grateful that I've been able to witness your growth in skills, confidence, and poise. Tonight, when you come forward to receive your diploma, remember to shake with your right hand and take with your left. Hold on to your diploma, earned with time, encouragement, and grit, but also hold on to what you have learned during your time as bears. Hold on to the memories of teachers and staff who put you first in their lives and will remember you. Hold on to the friends who keep you from falling, whether in the middle school hallway or tonight as you walk up on the stage. Hold on to the values you've learned: compassion, integrity, respect, responsibility, service, and perhaps in this day and age, most important of all, kindness. Hold on to the goals and dreams which have had the beginnings in our schools. And wherever you go, hold on to the love that we have for each of you. Go Bears.
Thank you, Dr. Lovett. One of the hallmarks of our commencement ceremony is that our students are key speakers. Through an audition process, 4 students have been selected to speak at tonight's ceremony. Our student welcome this evening will be delivered by Hannah Falk. Hannah attended Lake Ayres Elementary and Sunrise Park Middle School. As a high school student, she was involved in theater behind the scenes on the lighting crew for 9 of our theater productions. She was a link leader and is in the top 5% of her graduating class. Next year, Hannah will attend the University of Minnesota Twin Cities to study theater. Please welcome Hannah Falk.
Hi, everyone. As some of you know, I'm Hannah. I guess everybody now. For anyone else, though, who I haven't met before, hi. We are a little bit late, but it really is nice to meet you, finally. To start off with, I want to do a few thank yous. First and foremost, to Dr. Lovett, who really has been a wonderful superintendent throughout our years here. I mean, okay, he might not have bought into our bribes for snow days, but still pretty great. Then, of course, we've got the school board, who have always been kind of a behind-the-scenes guiding force for us, but you definitely feel it, and thank you. Then we have Mr. Wald and Mr. Bosch, who worked with all of our associate principals in high school to make our last few years some of the most promising yet. Then, of course, all of the middle and elementary school principals. There are a lot of you, like a lot of you, and I really don't think that any of us can ever thank you enough for putting up with, all of these kids at our absolute craziest. And then, finally, our teachers. You have all been the ones who encourage and strengthen us as students and as people every single day for the last 13 years. So thank you for being such a constant presence and a driving force for us all. And now to you guys, the students, my classmates. It seems pretty unreal that we are actually here. Like, look around at this, wow. Some of us always had huge dreams for today and for the years beyond, and some of us weren't ever really sure that we'd actually graduate, but we all did it. Everyone in this room has put in years of hard work, and I'd say, looking at all of us, it has definitely paid off. I remember the first time that I was called part of the class of 2017. It was in middle school when we were at web orientation, remember that? And that was how they welcomed us. Hi, class of 2017, are you excited to start middle school? And if I'm being honest, I didn't really know what the term class of 2017 meant back then. Since that day, though, class of 2017 has come to mean a lot to me. It's a community that I'm proud to be a part of, and that I'm some strange mixture of sad and excited to be leaving. With that, there's one thing that I want to make sure that I tell you all, because it's something that I know we all struggled with in high school and that we are going to continue to feel the effects of in the coming years. Don't doubt yourself. I know a lot of you. I don't know even more of you. But I do know that I've never met anyone, here or otherwise, that didn't have talents. I have friends who probably couldn't tell you right away the answer to, what's 5 times 7? But they could recite lines of Shakespeare or make these beautiful photorealistic drawings without batting an eye. I also have friends who wouldn't recognize Starry Night or the Mona Lisa if it were literally labeled and looking them in the face. But they can solve a complicated calculus integral in less than a minute. I also have friends with a combination of those skills. The point is, don't ever think that you don't have the right skills or good skills just because you struggle in one area of thinking. There are so many different kinds of smart, and I feel pretty fortunate to be saying that in this room, on this floor, we probably have just about one of everything. So as we go on tonight, and you see people graduating with a higher GPA, or who have some natural gift for music or art that you wish that you had, remember that their accomplishments don't define your weaknesses, and that their strengths don't make yours any less valuable or important. You are the only one that can define yourself, and the fact that you made it here today just shows me, and I think I can speak for everyone else when I say it shows them too, that you've worked hard to overcome any academic or personal weaknesses that you might have. So congratulations, class of 2017, because you put in the work and the time and the stress and the talent, and you know what? You made it. Congratulations. Go graduate and cherish the time that you have left with these people while you still can.
Since the first graduate crossed our stage in 1896, White Bear Lake Area High School has established a strong tradition of excellence. This tradition continues with you, the class of 2017. As leaders in our high school, the class of 2017 have demonstrated excellence in the classroom, the community, and beyond. This type of success does not happen by accident. One of the enduring strengths of our school and a central reason for its success is the high quality and outstanding commitment of our faculty and staff. At this time, I ask the teachers who are seated on either side of the graduates to please stand and be recognized. At this time, I'd like to take a moment to honor two retiring administrators. Mr. Herman, will you please stand? He didn't know I was doing this. Stay standing. Tim Herman was a 1968 graduate of White Bear Lake High School and has served as activities director at White Bear Lake Area High School since 2010. He has consistently promoted integrity, sportsmanship, and leadership, reminding us all often that better people make better bears. He will be sorely missed by our students and our staff. Tim Herman, on behalf of all of us in the White Bear Schools, thank you for your outstanding service to our students, families, and school district. And Dr. Michael Lovett, will you please stand? Dr. Lovett has served as superintendent of schools since 2008, when our graduates were just entering 4th grade. He has tirelessly cheered our students in all areas of school life, as he is often seen at many school events across the district. Dr. Lovett, thank you for your commitment to the children and families in our school community. We wish both of our retirees happiness in the next phase of their lives. We are fortunate to have a school board that provides important policy leadership and strong commitment to quality schools. At this time, I would like to introduce each member of our school board, asking them to stand and remain standing until all have been introduced, and please hold your applause until then. Our chairperson, Janet Newberg. Vice Chair, Don Mullen. Clerk, Ellen Fahey. Treasurer, Kim Chapman. Board Member, George Kimball. Board Member Margaret Newmaster. Board Member, Scott Wilson. Thank you. Next, I would like to introduce our other platform guests. Again, please hold your applause until all have been introduced. North Campus Principal Don Bosch and Principal of the Area Learning Center, Gretchen Harriman. Associate Principals from North Campus, Dion Harriman and Ange Nelson. Associate Principal from South Campus, Brian Leonard. And Associate Principal for the senior class, Carrie Barth. And our Activities Director, Tim Herman. Director of Communications and Community Relations, Marissa Vetti. And Marissa's off to the side here. Director of Student Support Services, Kathleen Daniels. Director of Community Services and Recreation, Tim Auer. Director of Technology Services and Innovation, Mark Garrison. Assistant Superintendent of Teaching and Learning, Sarah Paul. Assistant Superintendent of Finance and Operations, Dr. Wayne Kazmerchek. And finally, our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Michael Lovett. Next, it is my pleasure to introduce the chairperson of our school board. Our chairperson has served the White Bear Lake Area Schools as a member of its Board of Education for 11 years and can be seen as a volunteer and participant in activities throughout our school district and community. It is my pleasure to introduce Janet Newberg, our school board chair.
Well, congratulations, class of 2017. The entire school board and I wish you success and happiness as you begin this next chapter in your lives. The remarkable teachers and staff in the White Bear Lake area schools are a large part of why all of you are here tonight. However, we don't want to take all the credit for your success. Equally important to your successes in life are all of the people in the stands tonight. Your parents, grandparents, family members, and dear friends. These people have given birth to you, fed you, taught you, and supported you in so many ways. And we can't forget the many, many people in the community who have been a part of your lives these last 18 years, including clergy in your churches, mosques, synagogues, and other places of worship, the local businessmen and women who have given you jobs and taught you what it means to be part of a greater community, and the nonprofits like the YMCA, the White Bear Lake Area Educational Foundation, and Tamarack Nature Center that have given you such important enrichment opportunities. According to the old African proverb, it takes a village to raise a child, and everyone in the village that is White Bear Lake has done their part to bring you here tonight. But this village isn't done with you yet. You will leave Aldrich Arena tonight for a bright and exciting future. Many of you will go on to colleges and universities. Others will pursue a skilled trade. Some of you will enter the workforce. Some will serve in our nation's military. Many of you will find a life partner and become parents. But no matter how far away you go, or wherever your path leads you, the village that is White Bear Lake will be here supporting you and cheering you on. You will be Bears forever. So go out there and get them, class of 2017. But just remember, if you ever need a little encouragement, support, or advice, come back to the village. We will always leave our light on for you. Congratulations again, and go Bears.
During these past few weeks, our seniors have found themselves considering the many memories that come with reflecting upon the last 13 years of school. Our next speaker to reflect on those common experiences is Gabriel Ejo. Gabriel is the son of Wanda Lewis and has been active in football and track, and this spring was named Mr. Bear. He is a leader in our AVID program, and next year will be attending Augsburg University, where he will play football and study to be a high school social studies teacher. Please welcome Gabriel Ejo.
I want everyone to think back to your first day of school. Parents, I'd like for you to think back to your child's first day. Mom or dad woke you up at a time that was probably foreign to you. For me, that time was 8 a.m. You're getting ready, dressed in the nicest outfit your parents could put together for you, unless you were an independent kid and decided to dress yourself. From there, you were loaded up into the car or the bus, looking out the window, everything a haze because, admittedly, you were still tired. You arrive at school and are overwhelmed with feelings of anxiousness, nervousness, and excitement. Your parents feeling insurmountable amounts of pride, holding back tears as they give you a hug and a kiss, but not forgetting to wipe away the eye boogers you missed during your morning routine. They're seeing their little baby growing up, thinking to themselves, things have gone too fast. Finally, you walk into the school feeling like you're a big kid now, only to cry as soon as you see your mother or your father fade into the distance. Soon, elementary school began, and your past worries seemingly faded away. Our conception of the world began to change. The skills we use right now and we use forever were learned at elementary school, things like reading, writing, and our social skills. Although recess always managed to be the highlight of our days. We learned what stress was. Stress for us was who could be the line leader or who could be the crossing guard at the end of each day. That stress was quickly and easily washed away by games of touch football, freeze tag, and Saturday morning cartoons. Day by day, we grew more and more independent, seeking something new. And by the end of the 5th grade, we were all dying to begin middle school and truly become big kids. Now comes middle school, and is that something we really want to talk about? We moved to a new building with new people and had to take a new bus. My memories of this time period are fogged up by the stench of Axe body spray. Middle school is a time of embarrassment, rebellion, and parents wondering where they went wrong. It seems as if everyone was trying to grow up too fast. Middle school is a time where people look back and laugh at the absurd and obnoxious things they did. Silly bands, kendamas, terrible haircuts, Kool-Aid dyed hair, recess withdrawals, forgetting our locker combos, and braces. Lots of braces. Looking back on our first real relationships, where the highlights of those were standing at his or her locker, holding hands, getting your first hug, and being too afraid to give kisses. Middle school is a place we looked so forward to in elementary school, but after enduring a week, we already yearned for it to be over. Next comes high school. High school is a time of budding adulthood. We held on to friends of old, trying to convince ourselves that the Sunrise Central rivalry was real. We were first thrown into North Campus, disoriented by the circles throughout the building, wondering what they did with the juniors and the seniors. After weeks passed, the Sunrise versus Central rivalry evaporated, as did our circular confusion. Our middle school antics remained, but soon after, the North Campus teachers taught us how to truly succeed as high school students. At this point, we were really high schoolers. We joined sports and other extracurriculars to express ourselves. We were relegated to the freshman and sophomore seating during football games, not realizing that we'd be doing the same thing to freshmen and sophomores 2 and 3 years later. Fast forward to our time at South Campus, you notice the word college is being thrown around much more frequently than it ever was. When I grow ups quickly turned into I'm going to be's. Then, within the snap of a finger, the ACT test was upon us. A nearly 4-hour test which slowed the world and filled you with an immense boredom and sense of fascination. Throughout the test, your mind switched between thinking watching paint dry would be a better alternative to the test and wondering why your future was being decided by 235 questions and an essay. Luckily, time was called and we all made it through. From there, senior year came and we decided to really live it up because it was our final chance to do so. Friends were committing to colleges and deciding their majors. Time was slipping away at an alarming rate. As days passed, we hear bell after bell in the distance, each coming faster than the last, remembering a time when passing time seemed to be so much longer. Seniors try their hardest to keep from climbing the ladder which holds the slide, but we're just so prepared for what the future holds, so now it feels like we're just passing time. Prom season approached, or pram, as some of us like to call it. We all realize this may be the last time we could see each other in this light. Having fun, carefree, just being kids. It all happened so fast. These 4 years flew by. And no matter how much we say we hated high school, in the end, we'd have to say it was kind of fun. Now, here we are, reminiscing on our past school experiences and thinking of the future, wondering what it holds. Similar to when we first began kindergarten over 12 years ago. Routines never changed, but now we rely on ourselves much more than our parents. That's what happens, though, because after today, we're adults. We still have our nicest outfits on, and we're still waking up at ungodly times of the day. And as you look around today, everything will still be a haze. From kindergarten to now, feelings haven't changed. No matter how bad you want to get out of here, in the end, you're still that little kid who was anxious, nervous, and excited. And parents still have that unquestionable feeling of pride in their stomachs. Today shows many parallels to the first day of school. We're on the verge of experiencing the world we thought we saw as 6-year-old children. We'll leave here tonight with a new world to explore. Open yourselves to new ideas, experiences, and people, but don't forget about the child you were and the place you came from. No matter where our lives take us after today, remember we can all hold our time together as bears close to our hearts and know that White Bear Lake is a place we can always call home. Thank you.
Our next speaker will point us toward the future, Taylor Stumolanger. Taylor has been involved in National Honor Society, Ambassadors, Girl Scouts, theater, and even knitting club. This year, Taylor also celebrated her 14th year of figure skating at the White Bear Lake Sports Center. The daughter of Pete and Tracy Stumolanger, Taylor attended Lincoln Elementary and Central Middle School. Next year, Taylor will be attending Winona State University to study criminal justice and Spanish. Please welcome Taylor Stumolanger.
These last 4 years of high school were definitely years to remember. We all had our ups and downs, and at times we may have thought to ourselves, are we there yet? Can't we just graduate already? Well, I have some exciting news for us all. Today, June 9th, 2017, we graduate. So what's next? What are each of us planning for our future? How can we each make a difference? From here, some of us will go to college or trade school. Some of us will go into the military service, and some of us will go into the workforce. In time, some of us will become doctors, musicians, EMTs, mothers, fathers, police officers, teachers, or engineers. The possibilities are truly endless. Time will fly by, and we'll look back during our 30-year high school class reunion and tell stories of how we've built our lives and impacted others. We'll talk about our countless nights worrying about our students, or our patients, or our children. We'll also remember what it was that got us here today. We'll remember what it means to be a bear. Last year, during the National Honor Society induction ceremony, Mr. Christensen, also known as Mr. C, delivered the welcome speech for us. He told us that instead of valuing the numbers in your life, like your GPA, ACT score, or class rank, what mattered more is the type of person you choose to be. We are worth more than the score we got on that one test or the grade we received in senior foods. During our educational journey, we have been molding ourselves into the kind of person we are going to be. But tonight is not the end of that. We are all going to continue to grow during the next chapters of our lives. Whatever our next step may be, we will face difficult situations and will make decisions that could change the trajectory of the rest of our lives. So, here are some tips for continuing this journey and remembering what it means to be a White Bear Lake high school graduate. Number 1, I know, as cheesy as this is, always treat others the way you want to be treated. Since elementary school, we have been shown time and time again that this is truly one of the best ways to live our lives. When we treat others with respect and kindness, we can live a much fuller and satisfied life. Our paths will take us all in drastically different directions. However, we will all need to treat others with respect and compassion, no matter our job. Number 2, treat everyone equally, no matter their race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, political affiliation, or religion. We all have to strive to treat everyone equally. Experiencing the variety of people in this world is a blessing, and every single person deserves to be treated with respect, regardless of these circumstances. We need to have compassion for everyone. Number 3, have an open mind. The world is too big to shut out everything around us. When we close ourselves off to the world or new ideas, we miss the chance to grow and expand our knowledge and ourselves. When we have an open mind, we become greatly enriched with everything the world has to offer. There are so many great adventures in our future, but it's up to each and every one of us to seek them out. Lastly, number 4, treat yourself well. If there is anything I have learned in the past 4 years, it would be to listen to my mind and my body and what it needs. It's okay to take time for yourself. It's okay to say no. Far too often we see students who get themselves into dangerous situations or bad habits because they didn't know how to say no to the people around them. Whether it's in our jobs or in our personal lives, taking time for ourselves is one of the best ways to find happiness and success. Know when it's time to buckle down and when it's time to treat yourself to some cup and cone. We're leaving here tonight, graduates of White Bear Lake High School, and we have to treat this as a big achievement and an even bigger responsibility. Many people throughout the world and this country have not been given the opportunity to receive a high-quality education like we have. I believe that we can all use our education to help create a better world by being compassionate, engaged citizens of our community, no matter how big or small. No matter what we end up doing with our lives, we can work to make our interactions with others positive. We can reach out and help someone up when they are down. We can be an example to those around us. It's what makes each and every one of us a bear. Thank you.
Thank you, Taylor. At this time, I'll invite North Campus Principal Don Bosch to present the 2017 Bear Awards.
Good evening. The Bear Awards are the highest honors presented to each graduating class. 3 Bear Awards are presented to students who demonstrate excellence in one of 3 areas: service, leadership, and academics. These students also exemplify our White Bear Lake community core values of respect, responsibility, service, compassion, and integrity. In addition to this recognition, each student will receive a $500 scholarship. It is now my privilege to present the Bear Awards. Service. This year's Bear Service Award recipient has an impressive list of involvement in service activities in both our school and community. This award winner is described by others as a true servant leader, focused on ensuring the success of others and consistently willing to accept personal risk to benefit the greater good. Throughout her high school years, she has been drawn to opportunities for service, including volunteering at many school-sponsored events through Art Club, Link Crew, the Writing Center, AVID, and National Honor Society, where she served as president. Outside of school, she has volunteered her time through her church group, tutoring, and at the Animal Humane Society, serving as a treatment assistant. Most recently, she has volunteered her time at Willow Lane Elementary, where she tutored students in many academic areas. We estimate that she has completed over 1,000 hours of service during her high school years alone. She represents our community core values of responsibility and service. In the fall, she plans to attend the University of Minnesota Twin Cities to double major in chemistry and chemical engineering. Our Bear Award for Service recipient is Emma Corcoran. Leadership. When asked by staff members to describe this year's recipient of the Leadership Bear Award, the same words kept coming up time and time again: compassionate, selfless, and dedicated. Our recipient is respected by peers and adults in our school and community for the strength of character, compassionate leadership, and commitment to making our community a better place. This recipient is a true servant leader. A member of student council throughout high school, where she held the role of executive board member and Capital Division executive board member her sophomore, junior, and senior years. During her time with student council, she assisted in leading multiple food drives, Angel Fund, and Make-A-Wish activities. This year's leadership recipient has held the role of junior and senior class officer and was elected president of her senior class. A member of the National Honor Society, Link Crew, yearbook team, and a camp mentor, she's often the first one to step in and demonstrate her selfless, dedicated leadership. Next fall, she will be attending Creighton University to study communications and journalism. Our Baird Award for Leadership recipient is Madeline Rivard. Academics. Our Bear Scholarship for Academics Award recipient has been described as a disciplined goal setter, positive role model, and a diligent and motivated student. In addition to taking 11 college credit courses, this recipient was honored by the College Board as an AP Scholar with honor. Our academic award winner has been on the A honor roll for each and every semester of high school and has earned straight A's in our most challenging courses, finishing with a weighted grade point average of 4.53. One might think a student of this caliber does nothing but study, but this recipient is another story entirely. She was involved in a host of extra and co-curricular activities, including archery, math team, Tech Depot, and Girl Scouts, where she received their highest achievement, the Gold Award. She is a great example of our community core values of respect and responsibility. In the fall, she will be attending Duke University, where she plans to major in electrical engineering. The recipient of our Bear Award for Academic Excellence is Carrie Hunter. Now the White Bear Lake Area High School Band, under the direction of Shannon Anderson, and the White Bear Lake Choir, under the direction of Marie Dimmitt, will perform America the Beautiful.
White Bear Lake Area High School has established a strong tradition of excellence, and this tradition continues with you, the class of 2017. Academically, you've excelled to very high levels. We have 100 students in the senior class who have earned the honor graduate cum laude status for having met a rigorous grade point standard. Many of you in this class were challenged to take college credit coursework for the first time, and you trusted your teachers to support you along the way. Some of you committed to our AVID program, Achievement via Individual Determination, agreeing to a high academic challenge, and you supported each other on your journey to reach your individual goals for higher education. All of you identified that one teacher who you knew believed you could do it, and you trusted that teacher and you allowed them to mentor you and support you through your high school education. Academics aside, the class of 2017 demonstrated service and leadership. You led students across our district to collect over 8 tons of food for our local food shelf. You collected thousands of dollars for various charities, including Casa de Esperanza, H2O for Life, Solid Ground, and Make-A-Wish Foundation. And yet, graduates, what makes you special is not only your collective accomplishments, but the sum of your individual stories. While it is a tradition for us to celebrate your collective strengths tonight, there's an equally impressive story to tell in the individual journeys of each of our graduates tonight. Many of you have overcome significant challenges, and while it was often difficult, you have fulfilled our school motto to strive for excellence. You've accomplished great things individually and collectively. More importantly, you've added to the strength and tradition of our school community. There's a special pride here that is not found just anywhere. For those of you who are fortunate enough to live in the communities that make up our White Bear Nation, you know this pride, this sense of tradition, and exactly what it means to be a bear. Graduates, you not only benefited from the feeling of community here, you've added to it. For that, our community, our school staff, and the many students who will follow you are forever grateful. It is for this that we, the faculty, administration, and school board, wish you our heartfelt congratulations. And now we come to a very important part of the program. At this time, I ask our school board members to stand, and Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Michael Lovett, and our school board chair, Janet Newberg, to come forward for the presentation of the class of 2017.
It is time for the presentation of the class of 2017. It is my honor to affirm that the students assembled here this evening have met the requirements for graduation as prescribed by the state of Minnesota and the school board of Independent School District 624. It is my distinct pleasure to present the graduating class of the White Bear Lake Area High School for 2017. Class of 2017, please stand.
On behalf of the District 624 School Board and the entire community, I accept the presentation of the class of 2017 and declare them eligible to come forward to receive their diplomas as evidence of having completed the requirements set by the school board. Class of 2017, please be seated as the first 2 rows comes forward to receive their diplomas.
Nicholas Joseph Abbott.
Ayan Abdullahi.
Yinka Adedugoke.
Tyler John Agri.
Anthony Michael Agari.
Alyssa Marie Atkinson.
Farah Mazan El Humayani.
Saul Alanis.
Dylan James Albertson.
Caitlin Louise Almond.
Eden Lane Ambrose.
Alexander Joseph Ammon.
Noah Mike Ammon.
Abriana Rose Anderson.
Isaac Dwayne Anderson.
Lily Christine Anderson.
Lydia Rose Anderson.
Micah Keith Anderson.
Owen Daniel Anderson.
Weston R. Andrus.
Jack Nicholas Andrews.
Isaac Miller Angeles.
Jose Arevales.
Mira Cassidy Arndt.
Jonathan Lawrence Erogine.
Christopher Laurent Axe.
Christopher Daniel Oje.
Ashley May Bader.
Jared Nicholas Becker.
Elsa Christine Ballata.
Jeffrey Thomas Bance.
Kelsey Martha Bangert.
Alicia Storm Barbeau.
Caitlin Ann Barger.
Shay Lynn Bartell.
Cassandra Marie Bartness.
Madeline Kathleen Bates.
Erin Jane Bauer.
Matthew William Baumgardner.
Brian Becerra.
Jared Miles Beckler.
Benjamin Thomas Belial.
Rachel Janine Benjaminson.
Alicia Lynn Bergman.
Casey Lee Berthum.
Camila Bertola.
Adam Michael Bebo.
Austin Mackenzie Billingsley.
Kira Lynn Birdsall.
Ruby Jane Berklabaugh.
Madison Paige Biosted.
Connor Joseph Bjornberg.
Joseph Richard Bame.
Luke Thomas Blundell.
Benjamin Joseph Binsfield.
Brendan Ray Bois.
Bailey Alexander Bolton.
Sierra Lynn Bond.
Kayla Marie Borglin.
Zachary John Breyer.
Jeremy Patrick Bringold.
Noah Ryan Brink.
Samuel James Broberg.
Devin Sage Brinicki Turner.
Allison Jane Brown.
Emily Grace Breesoff.
Shelby Lynn Butler.
Julio Alexander Cabrera.
Zachary James Culdalbert.
Austin Michael Callahan.
Haley Ann Campbell.
Jacob Thomas Carview.
Cole James Carlson.
Allison Joy Carpenter.
Abigail Renee Cermak.
Tyler Meng Cha.
Benjamin Chang.
Tanner Lawrence Charbonneau.
Catherine Ann Chase.
Caitlin Ann Christensen.
Jermaine Jordan Christie.
Brianna Faye Churchill.
Jared Daniel Silly.
Brandon John Clausen.
Nicholas Michael Klein.
Emma Rose Corcoran.
Dwayne Anthony Corey.
Michaela Marie Cragen.
Kelly Ann Crawford.
Yolanda Latrice Cronili.
Theodore James Cruz.
Tristan Stephen Dacus.
Ashley Rose Dahlbeck.
Jacob Thomas Dahlhoff.
Jack Webb Dannenberg.
Joshua Allen Daniel.
Mayana Michelle Davis.
Olivia Ann DaCosta.
Jonathan Richard DeGardner.
Dominique Lucille Deginger.
Alex Stephen Della Rosa.
Aaron Daniel DeMars.
Emma Baker Deutsch.
Gabriel William Deasy.
April Chun Din.
Jasmine Tuyen Do.
Chance Tyler Doherty.
Felipe Dominguez.
Jacob Philip Doty.
Jason Donald Doncor.
Taylor Sierra Downs.
Lydia Murray Downs.
Stephanie Ann Duesenberg.
Andrew Gustav Draling.
Logan Robert Dupay.
Jacob Thomas Dunlap.
James Keith Ebert.
Carissa Marie Eberhardt.
Elliot William Engen.
Elizabeth Ann Eink.
Caitlin Ann Enright.
Karen Elizabeth Enriquez.
Theodore Joseph Esbolt.
Anthony Michael Eterno.
Jake Thomas Island.
Samantha K. Engrave.
Jared William Fike.
Hannah Kathleen Falk.
Kirsten Nicole Forchetti.
Jack Andrew Fleshhacker.
Ryan Robert Francois.
Sarah Lynn Freilich.
Ashley Marie Frieders.
Faith Catherine Getke.
Tori Ashlyn Gabrielson.
Tyler James Garrison.
Mercedes Marie Garber.
Brett Robert Gavin.
Alonzo Thomas Garza.
Dominic Jason Giesman.
Madison Opal Gibson.
Alexis Jane Glenn.
Tanner James Gilbert.
Madeline Rose Gray.
Dustin Thomas Gettle.
Julia Rose Gruber.
Angela Nicolette Grill.
Tyler Y. Hackman.
Laura Jean Gustafson.
Lindsay Marie Hall.
Courtney May Hall.
Allison Shuana Hang.
Gabriel Lawrence Ham.
Kyle Thomas Hansen.
Tia Marie Hannes.
Austin Thomas Hansen.
Noah Michael Hansen.
Elijah Wade Hanusa.
Nicole Ann Hansen.
Corey Philip Heron.
Paige Elizabeth Harding.
Lauren Michelle Hazard.
Lauren Barbara Hawley.
Mariana Shanice Henderson.
Kobe Ray Heckman.
Lee Herr.
Samuel Jerome Henriksen.
Taeyang Tony Herr.
Nichelle Kashia Herr.
Morgan Ashley Hexum.
Kelly Joe Herzog.
Hope Ann Hitsky.
Sarah Michelle Hirsch.
Josie Anna Hoffman.
Leah K. Hitsky.
Kiara Claire Hone.
Julia Joyce Hoggett.
Chad David Holman.
Erica Jo Holbrook.
Abby Jo Holmes.
Michael Kenneth Holman.
Cody Leo Rapko.
Sophie Ann Honlick.
Melanie Ann Humphrey.
Callista R. Hughes.
Ivy Rose Hunt.
Carrie Louise Hunter.
Jared Joseph Hutchinson.
Juliana Ruth Hunt.
Sophie Ray Janicki.
Andy Tran Hoon.
Sarah Catherine Jansen.
Isaiah Tyrone Jackson.
Gabriel Lucari Matias Ijo.
David Kaepernick.
Alec Robert Jarvie.
Lauren Elizabeth Jan.
Jacob Roger Johnson.
Parker Allen Jaquez.
Quinn Jeffrey Johnson.
Tyler James Jensen.
Emma Elizabeth Jones.
Olivia Rose Johnson.
Kevin Charles Coffer.
Samantha Ellen Johnson.
Emma Olivia Ketting.
Zachary David Julik.
Cameron Patrick Kelsey.
Marvin Tyson Keeling.
Autumn Josephine Kiheri.
Carly Therese Kelsey.
Austin Garth Kindleberger.
Casey Lee Kindy.
Kayla Lynn Kirchhoff.
Bradley Lee King. Brady.
Isaac Joseph Kissling.
Dane Ellen Kistler.
Christian Joseph Cletty.
Alyssa May Clammer.
Dylan Michael Knutson.
Lucas Dominic Knutson.
Cassandra Grace Cole.
Gabriella Tiamo Kohler.
Gabrielle Sophia Kunischuk.
Marina Ray Knold.
Lily Lucille Korich.
Matthew David Corus.
Sarah Nicole Kringle.
Skylar Jodell Creel.
Joseph Gunnar Kroll.
Luke Joseph Krieger.
Michael Robert Cruz.
James Curley Krasuska.
Ida Kai.
Isaiah Marilli Lake.
Dallas David River Lang.
Emma Robin Larson.
Oswald Graham Larson.
Brock Douglas Larson.
Elise Nicole Larson.
Josie Michelle Larson.
Jacob Thomas Leclerc.
Antoine Kayen Lee.
Iris Luday Lee.
Gavin Martin LeGrand.
Tu Cheng Lee.
Brandon Sean McKenzie.
Kayla Joe Lehner.
Alexis Rose LeVake.
Eric Samuel Lervoug.
Justin Joseph Locke.
Sierra Marie Lindemann.
Catherine Mary Longendike.
Grant Thomas Lowline.
Anika Haley Lukex.
Morgan Madison Lorenz.
Jeremy Brian Mock.
Austin James Lyons.
Sydney Michelle Mahmood.
Georgie Masharashvili.
Lydia Ann Malitsky.
Peyton Anna Magnan.
Amber Judith Mant.
Josiah Marcel Allen Majest.
Nicholas Christopher Martin.
Kyle Thomas Manders.
Joseph Scott Matsfield.
Elizabeth Ann Martin.
Jenna Ann May.
Abdul Hakim Olawatosin Martins.
Abigail Maureen McCullough.
Melissa Amber Mavitz.
Karma Maria McFarlane.
Brittany M. McCann.
Brendan McMahon.
Mark Alexander McCutcheon.
Whitney Taylor McQuaid.
Jackson Hayes McKeag.
Heiner Mendez Diaz.
Christine Ann McMakin.
Keyshawn Amaray Michael.
Angel Marie McQuiston.
Sydney Ann Millard.
Danielle Faye Mank.
Faith Savannah Miller.
Roshan Savandre Michael.
Grant Alexander Murky.
Ariana Arlene Miller.
Alexa Marie Molin.
Desmond Deshawn Miner.
Travis Lee Momsen.
Nassim Mohammed. Haley Noel Jane Molitor.
Joshua Stephen Moran.
Jacob Alexander Montgomery.
Mariah Christine Alexis Morgan.
Melissa April Morin.
William Ernest Morris.
Abby Rose Morin.
Madeline Ray Morse.
Caitlin Courtney Moser.
Nuchi Timothy Mua.
Matthew John Mudiking.
Nathan Charles Maltz.
Caitlin Marie Munson.
Dylan McGuire Murphy.
Isabella Diane Fessler Murphy.
Nambi Namarimbe Moasa.
Elvis Patrick Natterstead.
I'm just gonna. Christina Joy Nelson.
Emily Marie Nelson.
Matthew Michael Nelson.
Maxwell John Nelson.
Connor Jerome Earl Ness.
Shay Martin Nickham.
Morgan Ann Newpower.
Kylie Emiko Noonan.
Keely Barbara Nisler.
John Carl Nyberg.
Samuel Dickama Nodelson.
Bierte Camila Owen.
Mac Henry O'Neill.
Kiho Oshima.
Elise Mary Ogden.
Anthony James Olson.
Nicholas Andrew Oyen.
Aaron Rebecca Olson.
Milana Olheiser.
Signe Marie Osland.
Benjamin Edward Olson.
Laura Mary Osterland.
John Reinhardt Olson.
Sarah Abasade Oyeshele.
Dayton James Osterdyke.
Robert Otto Peranto.
Joshua David Otmar.
Patricia Ann Patient.
Jameson Lawrence Palmer.
Lexi Ray Paulson.
Joseph Bernard Peranto.
Joseph Stephen Perkowski.
Gemma Rose Paulson.
Adriana Marie Perrin.
Sydney K. Pelzer.
Daniel Joseph Peterson.
Joseph Michael Pereira.
Jack Harrison Peterson.
Isabel Ann Peters.
Shania Phelps.
Aubrey Rose Peterson.
Nina Madison Pilla.
Jacob Anton Peterson.
Victoria Michelle Popham.
Tori Nicole Philippi.
Taylor Joe Potts.
Dexter Jamal Pinn.
Kayla Rose Reedy.
Gabrielle Joyce Potoff.
Miriam Westerholm Probst.
Michael Ryan Prelgo.
Aaliyah Marie Ramos.
Aaron Thomas Michael Purdom.
Casey Nisler Reif.
Claire Mariko Rao.
Damon Martin Reinhardt.
Katie Jo Ranier.
Nada Kamel Rez.
Ashley Taylor Reinhardt.
Samuel Joseph Rick.
Kyla Audrey Renstead.
Madeline Claire Rivard.
Valerie Kathleen Ritchie.
Benjamin Paul Rowan.
Molly Consuelo Riley.
Jenny Jean Rose.
Carlos Antonio Rivera.
Alina Rose Russo.
Jack Thomas Rogowski.
Christopher Lee Russell.
Christine Marie Rumpel.
Christian Anton Sand.
Michaela Jane Sagnes.
Marcus Anthony Sanders.
Rebecca Ray Sanda.
Maddie Elizabeth Schaber.
Joseph Michael Sarn.
Connor David Shear.
Elliot Peter Schauer.
Paige Ann Schletty.
Jessica Lynn Shifsky.
Andrew John Schomer.
Grace Eleanor Schneider.
Devin Lawrence Schultz.
Madison Ann Schoonmaker.
Star Electra Selman.
Jared Ashton Seaver.
Leighton Robert Shaney.
Eric Michael Servatius.
Kylie Marie Sheldall.
Devin Thomas Shaver.
Brianna Lynn Sherrick.
Madeline Cecilia Shelton.
Douglas DeLoe Shield.
Catherine Grace Shevick.
Gage Linsa Sibick.
Hannah Marie Schisler.
Alexander Winston Sikorsky.
Samantha Christine Siddons.
Riley Joseph Scarda.
Diana Abby Sittler.
Beck Harrison Slack.
Erin Danielle Skogsberg.
Madeline Rose Smith.
Anthony Joseph Smith.
Samantha Lee Snyder.
Stanzi Louise Smith.
Maria Therese Summerhouse.
Randy Antonio Solorzano.
Brian Anthony Sperling.
Cynthia Alexandria Songster.
Kyle Stephen Stanius.
Emma Jane Spindler.
Aspen Tyler Strait.
Brandon Richard Stye.
Jasmine Ann Elizabeth Taylor.
Nicholas Andrew Steffen.
Duzang Tao.
Taylor Elizaveta Stumo Langer.
Maxwell James Thome.
Haley Hart Swales.
Nathan James Thomas.
Austin Michael Tessier.
Patrick Richard Timmons.
Bailey John Thielen.
Christina Eleanor Telesti.
Lauren Elizabeth Teagues.
Abraham James Townley.
Austin Nicholas Timmermanis.
Kevin Tree Tran.
Jasleen Lisbeth Tirado Diaz.
Autumn Marie Tremblay.
Quinn Marie Ton.
Joseph Robert Cheddar.
Jacob Riley Bernard Tracy.
Jacob Daniel Van Loo.
Tommy Vin Tran.
Zachary Fang Ki Vang.
Colin James Trudgeon.
Caden Patrick Varney.
Camilla Andrea Uduena Rojas.
Christopher Harold Vidoy.
Alwyn Vang.
Joshua Lee Volkanen Thomas.
Yang Cheng Harrison Vang.
Charles John Wachtler.
Aaron Michael Van Overbeck.
Ryan Robert Wakefield.
Joshua Miguel Vasquez Ruiz.
Abby Joe Walker.
Melanie April Vinson.
Francis James Walsh.
Veronica Anna Walk.
Aaron Yingji Wang.
Carter James Wagner.
Mark David Waters.
Kelly Elizabeth Walby.
Catherine Rose Valentine White.
Annika Tatiana Wallace.
Blake Seaton Welly.
Timothy Michael Walsh.
Samuel Joseph Weidauer.
Anissa Luella Warner.
Greta Ilana Whitebird.
Alicia Taylor Weaver.
Kalia Lorette Whitelobe.
Molly Teresa Wyke.
Francesca Rose Wilcox.
Tyler Worley.
Nicole Catherine Williams.
Lauren Ann Whalen.
Blake Matthew Wilson.
Caitlin Marie Whitehouse.
Nicholas Ryan Wilson.
Will Bruce Whiteman.
Paige Francis Whippler.
Tess Elizabeth Wilder.
James Elijah Woods.
Emma Francis Williamson.
Kabao Zhang.
Alexis Jordan Winter.
Andrew Thomas Zarling.
Nicholas Lee Wilson. Mason Michael Witt. Felicity Tazing Yang Zhang. Vani Yang. Tabitha Ann Zanda. Annabelle Joe Zeller.
As you know, commencement ceremonies are steeped in tradition. And as a final act of solidarity, and to signify that you are now alumni of White Bear Lake Area High School, the class of 2017 should move their tassels from left to right. Graduates, this is an appropriate time to recognize the support and encouragement that your parents and family members have given you throughout your years of education. Graduates, please turn to the audience and thank your parents and those supporting you with a round of applause. Our student farewell speaker is Sam Engrove. During her high school years in White Bear, she has played tennis, run track, participated in the band, and has written for the school's literary art journal. The daughter of Sharon and Eric Castron, Sam attended Parkview Elementary and Sunrise Park Middle School. She will soon be in the honors program at Concordia College in Moorhead, studying biology and chemistry with a focus on pre-med. Please welcome Sam Engrove.
Before we end the evening, I would like to thank a number of people for making this night possible. From the NHS members and volunteers that helped set up the arena, to the band and choir who performed tonight, and everyone in between, thank you for your time and effort to make this night one to remember. Thank you to the community of White Bear Lake and all of its wonderful educators, staff members, and not only for your time, but for your continuous support and dedication to our success over the last 13 years. Thank you to Mr. Herman, Mr. Wald, and Dr. Lovett for all of your time and heart you have put into White Bear Lake Schools, its academics, athletics, and arts in the spirit of District 624. You will be dearly missed, but always appreciated. Lastly, a thank you to my family and all of the families of every student in this room and the many years you invested in getting us to this point. Without your patience, understanding, and support, tonight would have never happened for so many reasons. So again, thank you. Also, before I get started, hi, Mom. I can't see you from here, but they said I could wave to you this time, and you waited 7 years for it. I figure I owe it to you. In a matter of months, each of us will embark on a journey to achieve our own vision of success. But before we see each other off on our next great adventure, I think it's important to stop and realize something. We're graduating. We've graduated. And I know some of you are rolling your eyes so hard they're disappearing into the back of your heads with these words. Of course we're graduating. The last time we packed this many people into an auditorium, we were watching a bunch of boys dance in short shorts and sparkly outfits in the name of school spirit. Trust me, I know. All notions of sparkly pants and obviousness aside, as I mentioned before, we're graduating, and that is something we should celebrate. Truly celebrate. We have spoken about our plans for the future and reminisce of our past, and while both are incredibly important, we have barely touched on the present, and we're already supposed to be saying our farewells. 13 years of hard work and dedication has suddenly turned into a matter of hours that have been mostly claimed by principals trying desperately to get our names right while we stand in a line. That's not much of a story, now is it? The thing about stories is that in order to be good, they need a conflict for the hero, that's all of you, to overcome. And if there's 513 people in this room that are graduating, that's 513 stories, 513 conflicts. That's a lot. Maybe things weren't always peaceful at home. Maybe you lost a loved one. Perhaps you've been coping with a physical or mental disability or struggling with depression, anxiety, or another mental illness. Some have fought and continue to do so to carve out an identity in the chaos of discrimination and profiling. Others have joined them in the hopes that they could exist as they wish to, believe what they wish to, and love who they wish to in peace and understanding. Perhaps it was a struggle to find something you could love when looking in the mirror. Maybe you were worried about the future, what saying farewell would actually mean. Maybe someone or a number of people told you, no, you can't, no, you're not going to succeed, no, you're not enough. Or any combination of words that can be created to tear someone apart. Maybe instead of someone else, that voice was yours. As all of these conflicts and doubts begin to stack up, the hero begins to question him or herself. We begin to question ourselves. Am I going to make it? Can I really do this? Am I good enough? I believe that our presence here is a resounding answer to those questions. Tonight, the White Bear Lake class of 2017 gets to shout to the world, yes, I will, yes, I can, yes, I am. Tonight, we celebrate the dreamers, the fighters, the I stayed up all-nighters, the adventurers, athletes, scholars, artists, revolutionaries. Tonight, we celebrate the spirit and the passion that each and every single person in this room possesses, and which has carried us to this very moment to revel in our success. Tonight, we celebrate all that we are and all that we will become in the years to follow. And as we say our final farewells, I hope that as you celebrate, you can remember something. I hope that in the future, when those voices come back into your story to tell you that you're not good enough, or that you can't do something, or that you won't succeed, I hope that you can look in yourself and remember this night, this moment. Find the courage and confidence in your story to face them and say, watch me. For White Bear Lake class of 2017, you are indeed worth watching. Lastly, as you go on to celebrate this night and your success, I hope that you remember only one thing else. Drive safe, wear your seatbelt, and go Bears.
I'd like to congratulate all of our graduates tonight, especially thank our student speakers. I'd also like to thank Mr. Danielson, the senior class advisor. He's to the left. Please stand, Mr. Danielson. Although she's staying behind the scenes, I also thank Ms. Kathy Ackernecht, who does all of the coordinating, or so much of the coordinating for this event. Please remain seated until all graduates have left the arena, and thank you for joining us for tonight's celebration.